Gotta tell you, I don't know whether people are going to agree with me or not, but I love the look of this interior. It feels like a spaceship, but a cool spaceship. You do have a boost function, so if you push and hold, pull and hold rather, you get 10 seconds of added pep. G'day, I'm Paul. This is the new BMW X3. It looks good, doesn't it? They have a brand new design philosophy. It's kind of not too brand new on the outside there, but the inside is completely different. So keen to have a little poke around this. This is the entry level to the range. It's called the X3 X-Drive 20, which means it's all-wheel drive, and the 20 is the engine designation. It's priced at around $86,000, so a big old chunk of change. Today we're going to do a detailed review of this car, so if you do want to skip ahead to other parts of this review, you've got time codes on the screen there, or if you're on YouTube, you can scroll down and use the chapters below. Let's talk about the design first. So they've kept a similar theme to the previous generation of X3, which I thought was probably the best looking X3 that they've ever had. This one still looks really good, maybe not as sharp, but it is new, and I guess that is important. It's got stuff like these vertical LED lights, a departure from what you typically see in cars like this, and that then pairs with these running lights there as well. Love these LED strips around the kidney grille. They light up beautifully at night time to give you an idea of what's going on there. Look at that radar. Like, it's got these huge blacked out sections here with the radar behind here. Little camera there as well. Quite a sort of muscular design. Around the side here, we've got a set of 20-inch alloy wheels on this car, so machined finish on the outside there with piano black on the inside. They've kind of M-sported the hell out of this, so M badges everywhere. Small brakes there, but you can get different painted calipers as an option if you want. And fairly low profile tyres, so 45 profile on a 20-inch alloy wheel. It'll be interesting to see how that rides. It does have adaptive damping. M badge there, another one. Camera here on the side here for the 360 camera. This one has the optional glass roof as well. Love these roof racks. Have a look at that, like a piano black setup there. Door handles sit flush with the body, but pull out like that. You've got privacy glass over here, and then come around to the back with me. Now, around the back, you've got full LED tail lights, and this is probably the angle that you see this the best. The vehicle is longer and wider, but it's shorter. And, you know, standing back here, that boot is so short, it's really weird. You can tell it's an SUV, but it doesn't sort of look like an SUV at the back. So they're kind of playing tricks here in terms of the design. So we'll see what that means in terms of cargo space shortly. Big X3 lettering there with 20 for the engine designation, and then BMW badge just there as well. What do you reckon about the price? 86 odd grand for a 4-cylinder X3? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about the design as well. I'm keen to see what you think. Okay, we are inside the cabin. This is what the key looks like. You've got lock, unlock, boot, the diamond here to turn the lights on, a blank on the back. It's a proximity sensing key, so you can leave that in your pocket. Once you're inside, you've got a push button start just here. Gotta tell you, I don't know whether people are going to agree with me or not, but I love the look of this interior. It feels like a spaceship, but a cool spaceship. You know, they've really gone to a lot of effort here with LED lighting, with textured materials. Like, there are a couple of cheap plastics about the place, but looks totally different to anything else on the market, and with loads of tech as well. And I mean, even on the LEDs, watch this when you put that hazard lights on, all just lights up red. Like, it's a, yeah, really cool setup. So in terms of your touch points though, like even that, what is that? It's like a wood grain style thing. Touch points, so nice on the center there and nice on the door as well, not too hard. How soft are they? We've got our durometer. We've tested the main surfaces in this cabin. If you do want to see how this car compares to others that we've tested before, there is a link in the description below. And what is the build quality like? A little look and then a little shake. All feels really nice and solid. And this is what the door slam sounds like. Now let's talk about infotainment, probably my favorite feature on this car. So 14.9-inch display, driver display here as well. It's slightly smaller at 12.3. This has the latest version of BMW's operating system. So it's OS 9. So it means it comes with inbuilt satellite navigation. You've got shortcut functions here for stuff like the heated steering wheel, cooled seats, heated seats. And then you've got a home menu that you can customize in terms of location of items, and then all of your menu items there as well. One of the things that they're now doing, which I don't know that I love, basically you've got to pay a subscription per month to get BMW premium connectivity, and that adds stuff like live traffic and a few other sort of bits and pieces like your music management through Spotify and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, look, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to pay for that or not, but you know, $10 a month Tesla's doing it, so I guess everyone's trying to jump onto it to get a recurring revenue stream, but just something to take note of, I guess, more than anything. You can then add additional features like your drive recorder and other sort of bits and bobs, like remote engine start. You can pay for that. There's a free trial available, parking assistant professional. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you reckon. Do you reckon they should be charging for this stuff? If it's already in the car, should you get it anyway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. In this car, you've got the optional Harman Kardon sound system. This car has a package fitted to it that adds a few sort of bits and pieces. Good sound system, but yeah, it's just one of those optional ones. If you're into your music though, a sound system is always something I go for because, you know, I want to be able to listen to music and enjoy it. So in this case, it's a good one. Smartphone mirroring, you've got both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'll show you what Apple CarPlay looks like. So full screen integration. Only drama I ran into with this is when you're driving, the menus are all the way over to the left, so you've got to really lean in to catch those, and it can just be a little bit distracting while you're trying to concentrate. And this is what Android Auto looks like. So same story again, nice full screen integration. Very good. Head of the driver, smaller 12.3 inch display with a couple of customizations. On the parking front, you've got front rear parking sensors and a 360 camera. That's what that looks like. Yeah, quality's okay. It's sort of nothing too crazy. I would have thought with a brand new car you would have like super high quality, but it's sort of just, yeah, it's okay. And this is what the horn sounds like. Moving right along to practicality and connectivity options. So you've got wireless phone charging, 2 USB-C chargers. Center console here, you've got a 12-volt outlet as well. Storage-wise, it's pretty good. So, well, center console's reasonable, but not amazing. And this is good, but kind of awkward. Like you've got this giant M thing in the center here and a couple of cup holders there, but nowhere to really hide your stuff out of view outside of that center console. You do have glove box there that's sort of reasonably sized, I guess, but yeah, it'd be nice to just have a little bit more storage that you can close up over here. But yeah, anyway. In addition to all of that, what about your comfort? So you've got dual zone automatic climate control. You have heated and cooled seats for the front row, plus a heated steering wheel. Electric seat adjustments, you can go forwards, backwards. Your backrest can go forwards and backwards. You can lift the front of the seat. Back of the seat, you can adjust the front of the seat there as well, plus your side bolsters, lumbar, like there's plenty of adjustment there. Steering offers both tilt and reach adjustment, and that is manually adjustable. Now, second row, what's it like back here? So it's a little bit cramped. It's strange. I remember the X3 actually having a fair bit of room, so I don't know whether that's a bad memory or who knows, but my driver's seat is pretty far back. So knee room, a little bit cramped. Toe room is okay. Headroom is pretty good. You've got privacy blinds, which is a handy little feature, air vents, heated seats on the outboard seats, plus a third zone of climate control and USB-C ports. They continue that sort of theme back here in terms of the materials too, which is good. I'm glad they didn't just stop there and cheap out on the way back. Center armrest here with a couple of cup holders. Does the window go down all the way? Let's find out. So it's auto up and down. Oh, so close. Now, cargo space. Let's have a little look. So you have more space, which is great news. So 570 litres. You've got underfloor storage as well because there is no spare tyre. You've just got a tyre repair kit and then first aid kit off to the side here. 12-volt outlet there. Now, if you do want more space, you can drop the second row and that expands the space to a little under 2,000 litres. Okay, so we have just hit the road in the X3 xDrive 20. So being the entry level, this has obviously the smallest engine on offer in the X3 range, but it is all-wheel drive. They haven't yet introduced a rear-wheel drive variant, and that could come in beneath this down the track at some point. But 2-litre turbocharged, 4-cylinder petrol engine, 140 kilowatts of power, 310 Newton meters of torque, and it's all mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. What does it feel like behind the wheel? Give it a little punch. Slow, in a word. Yeah, look, I wasn't expecting it to be ballistically fast, but you're always sort of trying to get up it to get it moving, and it just feels a little bit underdone for this size of vehicle. Keeping in mind this is about 70 kilos heavier than the previous generation of this car. They've added on weight, and I don't know, the engine just feels like it's a little bit underdone for this application. So we'll see what it's like once the speed picks up. But yeah, you do have a boost function. So if you push and hold, pull and hold rather, you get 10 seconds of added pep. But to be honest, I can't really notice the difference at all. It feels pretty much the exact same as when you hit the kick down. So Perhaps it does something in the background, but it doesn't really feel like it's adding a great deal of acceleration into the mix. Now let's talk fuel economy. BMW claims a combined average of 7.5 litres per 100 k's. We're sitting on 7.7, which is pretty much bang on that number. So one of the advantages you get with this being a smaller engine is that you do get the fuel economy benefit, which I guess is a good thing. If you're not too fussed about this going quick in a straight line, at least you're getting the fuel economy benefit if you're driving this in and around town. It's made it to a 48-volt mild hybrid system, and I love this because it's able to switch the engine on and off as required, but the good news is you barely notice it. So when you come to a stop and the engine switches off and it comes back to life, it is completely imperceptible. So if you're driving in and around town nice and slowly and relaxing, you don't even notice the engine coming on and off, and that is the sign of an excellent stop-start system and one of the big advantages of a 48-volt system. It gives you more voltage to work with, which means you can run some of those higher current components without having to rely solely on the 12-volt main battery for the car. Let's talk about the ride. It's probably something else that I'm not thrilled with either. This has adaptive damping, and I can't understand why they've made it so firm. Like, it is just properly firm, and you know, I get that it's an X3, it's a BMW, it's sporty, but I think this is probably just a bit too on the firm side, and at the end of the day they should have really just gone down the path of you know, the comfort setting with the adaptive dampers is soft and comfortable, whereas here it's just firm, and then I suspect if you go to sport mode it's just firmer again, which isn't ideal if you're going to be using this as a family car. Now let's see what it's like on our sine waves. We'll pick up speed to 130 k's an hour. It's the maximum speed limit in Australia, and it's also the speed we tackle the sine waves at to get an idea of body control at faster speeds. I suspect this will be good given how firm the ride is. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nicely settled, but just at the penalty of a firm ride. Okay, bumpy road time. We do this at 90 k's an hour. Just an example of a shocker of a road here in Australia. It gives you an idea of what this would be like if you went out to the country, found some corrugated roads. You know, it's quite surprising. Even though the ride is fairly firm, it's well damped, so you're not actually getting, you know, too much grief through the cabin, which is good. Yeah, it's really weird. Firm, but not unacceptable over this stuff. Righto, drive modes. You click My Modes and you have Personal, Sport and Efficient. Pop it into Sport. Okay, so that has left it in D, but we'll pop it over to S. We'll go for a lap around our ride and handling track just to see what this feels like when it's unleashed a little bit. Oh, brakes feel fantastic, very nice and solid pedal. Good traction through the corners as well. Not a great deal of body roll either, thanks to the ride being so firm. But like, even here I'm pinned to the board at the moment, and it is screaming but not really moving all that quickly. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to buy an X3, you probably want to have a bit of pep, and yes, you can step up to the M50 to get that. But this you just feel like you're wringing its neck constantly, which is a shame because the chassis feels really well sorted. Like, you're able to carry some proper speed, and you can basically just drive around at full throttle because there just isn't really enough power there to upset anything. So yeah, I don't know. Great handling, but just, yeah, such a disappointing engine. Other thing I'll point out as well, I don't know what BMW has done to its steering, but it's just devoid of feel here in comfort mode. It does sort of tense up a bit in sport mode, but in comfort mode, it doesn't really feel like any sort of BMW products I've driven before, and I don't know why they've taken all the feel out of the steering. I just wish they sort of kept it in there. You're buying a BMW for that sort of sporty feel. You've already got the firm ride. Why not then, you know, have a bit of feel through the steering? It just feels, yeah, not very communicative. Now let's talk about road noise. You do get a little bit coming into the cabin, especially on coarse chip roads. And it's something that you're going to notice if you're out in the country. It's not the end of the world, but it is just one of the inherent flaws of a sportier tyre. You can't really get around it. So a little bit noisy, but not the end of the world. Now let's talk about our semi-autonomous driving systems. We're going to test the lane support system here on the bowl with the 3 outer lanes. Do that at 70 k's an hour. So just crank that on, and we'll see how well it is interested in holding us in the center of the lane. So first lane is great. We're pretty much dead center. Jump over to the next lane. This actually has like a lane change feature, which probably won't work here because it's not like a registered road or anything, but tested it this morning, worked pretty well. Okay, second lane. Excellent, keeping us basically dead center there. All right, let's try this lane. This is the hardest lane. Let's see what it does. Oh, have a look at that. That is sensational. It's holding us bang in the middle of that. Very, very nice. Well done, BMW. Okay, time to do a little bit of performance testing. So 0 to 100 time is claimed to be about 8.5 seconds. We're going to go all the way through to 120 just to see what the overtaking time is like. We'll whack that into sport, see what happens, and then we'll give it a crack and see how we go. All right, here we go. Nice and strong off the line, and then kind of just tapers off after that. All right, there's 90 and 100 and 120. Yeah, I don't know, doesn't feel super quick, so we'll see what the go is with that. So 0 to 100, 8.28 seconds, so slightly better than the claim. And then 80 to 120, 6.16. So I'll point out there that 0 to 100 time isn't actually that bad. So that bit's pretty good. But what you can see there with the 80 to 120 time of 6 and a bit seconds, it unleashes all its fury right at the start. And then when you get to 80, it all just starts sort of tapering off a little bit. So if you're doing stuff like overtaking in the country, it's just gonna feel a little bit sluggish. All right, time to do a stop from 100. We'll see what the brake and tire package is like. All right, there's 100. Oh God, I think it's strangled me and I've lost a radio. Okay, so 100 to 0, 2.92 seconds, 36.84 meters. So that is actually a pretty impressive stopping distance. So shows you good tires, good brakes. It's kind of like the perfect package for that sort of stuff. Alrighty, see how quickly it goes in reverse. Here we go. All right, 39 kilometers an hour. So the new BMW X3, what do we reckon? Look, to be honest, I like the car, just not this spec. I think, I don't know, if you're buying this, you're probably someone that likes sporty driving, and to be honest, this just doesn't feel, it feels sporty, but the engine doesn't feel sporty at all. So I'd wait to drive the plug-in hybrid. My understanding is there's a diesel coming as well. Both of those are probably going to be better options than this, or the M50 if you really just want to go all out. But I don't know, just this engine, I'm not a huge fan of it. So I do hope that is something they can work on fixing. Outside of that though, it is excellent. Like, I love the interior, I love the technology. Really is quite hard to fault outside of that. So let me know what you reckon in the comments section below. Do you like the look of it? Do you like the price? What do you think about that engine? If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you like it and you share it with your mates. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. But till next time, take it easy.